hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring, ting, tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Welcome, Keto Rock Stars. How is everybody doing tonight? This is your host, your funny favorite food app, Rockin Keto Amy, and we are coming live from the Rockin Keto Kitchen. Please do me a big favor and hit the like, subscribe, and share button. And tonight, we are gonna make some delicious butter pecan cookies. And this recipe is not my recipe. This recipe is from Carolyn Ketchum. And this recipe is special to me because my sister Janine, who turned me on to keto and saved my life 6 years ago, always makes this particular recipe for us when we come to visit her. And I just love them. They're so delicious. You can't just have one. And it was her birthday this week. I don't know if she's going to join us tonight because she's in St. Louis visiting her family. But it was her birthday this week, so it's appropriate that I'm making these cookies. So as always, I have to do my disclaimer. I'm not a medical professional. Any information provided in this form is not to be used as medical advice, diagnosis, treatment, or services to you or any other person. And any information provided in this form does not replace being seen by a physician. If you have a medical condition, please always seek medical advice from a physician. And as always, please consult with a physician before changing your diet. Let's get to some comments first before we get started. And Lynn, 22 Q Cat, is in the house. Hi, Lynn. She says, I already know these cookies are going to be great. And another thing about these cookies is they are so easy to make, which is one of the reasons why I picked them, because it is Christmas week and I'm starting to feel a little overwhelmed. So I'm like, I need a dessert for Christmas and I need something easy. Evelyn says, ready to rumble. Evelyn says, hello, friends. And everybody's just saying hi to each other. Lynn says, hi, Evelyn. And Evelyn says, hello, Amy and Lynn. Oh, Lynn says, love the cat hanging on the stove. So we have 4 cats. And my mom and dad bought that for me. So I'm like, this has to be the cat that's in my lives from now on. So maybe we need to come up with a name for the cat. Yes. Carolyn Ketchum, I make a lot of her desserts because I don't eat a lot of desserts on a day-to-day basis. But when we have family gatherings and stuff like that, I need a good dessert recipe. And Dustin is here from Keto Simple. And directly after this live, we all need to hop on Keto Simple or Chris Cook in Nashville or Southern Keto, Victor from Southern Keto, because the Keto Crusade is going live at 8 p.m. Eastern, so I got to get started soon so we make it to that. Evelyn says hello, Dustin. Lynn says hello, Dustin, and Dustin says good evening, ladies. Okay, we'll get to some more comments in a bit, but we're going to go ahead and get started on this. I'm making these delicious buttery butter pecan cookies. Hank, I like that. I like that. Yep, Keto Crusade. Okay, so I'm going to get up here now and move over here, and I'm going to point my camera down at my little counter here. We're going to go ahead and get started. Just so you know, I have the oven preheating. Oh, he wants it spelled just like that, Evelyn. All right. Let me point it down. I think it's perfect. Maybe not. Okay, I need it down a little further. All right, so I have the oven preheating at 325 degrees. And then I have a bowl here. And then basically, this is like the easiest recipe. And I posted the recipe down in the comments. And I'm going to serve these at Christmas. So this is my Christmas dessert, essentially. But I have basically what you're going to do, preheat the oven to 325 and line 2 rim baking sheets with parchment paper. And then I have some butter that's been sitting out for about an hour, and I use the Kerrygold butter. I'm going to put that in this bowl. Oh, and I always forget one ingredient. And of course, I forgot one ingredient. I forgot the sweetener. And we definitely need that. So let me get that out. It never fails that I always forget one ingredient every time before the live. So I have, and let me get a measuring cup. Oh, there's a measuring cup in here already. All right, so good. Let me make sure this is the right measuring cup. 1/2 cup. Okay, this calls for swerve, but actually I use monk fruit sweetener in all of my recipes, and I just swap out whatever sweetener I like, and this worked fine. So I'm going to take a 1/2 cup of my favorite monk fruit granular, and I'm just going to add this to the butter. Okay, and we're going to stick this aside. And you can, I think sweeteners, there's a sweetener chart out there, but monk fruit and swerve, I think, is pretty 1-to-1 ratio. And I made these already. I made these yesterday, and it turned out fine. So we're going to whip these together. We're going to whip them until it's really combined. Okay, I don't know if you can see this or not. I'm going to tilt this way a little bit. It says about 1 to 2 minutes. Whip it, whip it. Da 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 da. Whip it good. That's what Dustin says. Okay, that's about how much I did it yesterday. It probably could have been a little softer, but the butter that I used yesterday when I made these was frozen, and then I didn't let it sit out long enough, and they turned out just fine. Okay, so next you're going to add the almond flour. So I have in this bowl, I have 1 3/4 cup almond flour. So I'm going to add that in there. This is a really easy recipe too. These are so delicious. And then I have 2 tablespoons of coconut flour. And this is the almond flour that I use is just Kirkland brand. And then the coconut flour, I think I got it. We have a Myers grocery store, and that's just Pillsbury's Best brand. And again, use whatever almond and coconut flour brand you like. There's a spider in my washing machine. What? Yeah, so I made 1 batch yesterday, Lynn, and I'm making another batch today, but I wanted to make sure that they were good, that I knew how to make them right before I made them in the live tonight. Okay. And then we need to add in a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. And sometimes I add a little extra vanilla. I know you're not supposed to mess with stuff in baking, but I really like vanilla. And I have this imitation vanilla. This is not real vanilla, and I need to get rid of this and get real vanilla because I don't think this is the best for you. But I've been using it, and it's been fine. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And of course, everybody who knows me knows that I like my Redmond's real salt, so that's what I'm using in this. Okay. You knocked a spine. Well, I'll have to read these comments later because I'm never going to finish this recipe in time for Keto Crusade. All right, I'll get to that later, but I'm laughing. Okay, so then mix this in. Oh, good. Okay. And then lastly, I have, let's see, we're going to add in a half a cup of chopped toasted pecans. And I already have these. These are Fisher brand. So we're just going to mix those in. Oh, and I just lost half of my blender. I guess that means we're done here. All right, let me set this off to the side. Okay, so we have everything mixed up here. I might get a knife to scrape down the side. Or a spoon. And then I have my cookie sheet with some parchment paper here. Let me just scrape down these sides, make sure everything's incorporated here. All right, so then you just roll these into balls, 1-inch balls. All right, make sure everybody can see this, what I'm doing. All right, and Evelyn, I got your bracelet on. All right, so you're just gonna roll these into 1-inch balls. Trying to remember how big I made them the other day because I think that was perfect size for a cookie. And then just place them on here. These are so easy to make. Yeah. It's either vanilla or beetroot juice. Oh my gosh. Dustin, okay. And make sure to leave enough space because we are going to smash these down. Oh, and it said press down on them a little bit. Okay, so you press down on them a little bit. So roll them into balls. And then you flatten them a little bit. So I don't know if you can see that, but I'm flattening them. Trying to work quickly here because we do have to bake these for like 15 or so minutes. We all need to get over to Keto Crusade. What time is it? 7:14. Oh, we're doing good. We have plenty of time. Okay, so you make balls, you smash them down a little bit. These are so easy. Normally I make really elaborate desserts, but this year I'm making a keto lasagna. I'm making Maria MX carnivore breakfast lasagna, and I'm making a regular sad diet lasagna. I'm making Southern style green beans with bacon. And then I'm just like, you know what? I don't want to spend all this time. And I already made the sugared nuts. Evelyn, those are similar to the ones you make, except for they have cinnamon in them. But I want to try the ones that you made. I just made the ones that I do every year because they're just cinnamon and sugar. But I have more nuts, so I think I might have to try your recipe. These are my favorite. My sister, I love going to visit my sister Janine. She's responsible for, I don't think I'm doing these all the right size, but oh well. I'm working quickly, that's why. Okay, so I think that's all I'm going to put on this tray, and I have another tray. I have these done. I'm going to stick these over here and get my other tray here, and we're going to finish rolling these. Actually, I think I got maybe about the same amount, because I did have to use 2 trays yesterday. So that's probably about right. And then, of course, we had to test to make sure that they tasted good. So 2 of them are gone from the batch yesterday. Okay, I think this is the last one. All right. So let me step over here and let me wash my hands real quick, because they're very buttery. How's the sound this week? Can everybody hear me? Okay, I'm going to pop this back up. All right, so I'm going to take these over to the oven, and we're going to pop these in the oven. I'll put this one down here. And then we're only going to bake these for 5 minutes to start with. Ziggy, set timer for 5 minutes.
Good evening, Amy. 5 minutes, starting now.
Okay, I'm going to put this down just a tad, and then we can catch up on some comments. All right, so we're going to bake them for 5 minutes, and then I'll show you what we're going to do then. All right, so let's come back up here. So, Evelyn, I like Hank, H-A-N-G-K. I like that name. We might just use that. And then Lynn says, Keto Crusade. And I accidentally called them Crusaders. But you guys kind of are Crusaders. So, and Evelyn says, I did not spell that wrong. It's Hank, H-A-N-G-K. And Lynn says, that's clever. And Dustin says, yes, Crusade is correct. So if you're watching this on the replay, well, if you're watching this live, obviously everyone in here knows that Keto Crusade is going live right after me. But if you're watching it on the replay, check out Keto Simple, Chris Cook in Nashville, or Southern Keto, Victor from Southern Keto's channels, because Keto Crusade goes live once a month. Dustin says, whip it good. Da-na-na-na. No. And then, okay, so this was what I was trying not to laugh at. Dustin says, there's a spider in my washing machine. Looks like they're getting a bat. Lynn says, you made these yesterday and now more tonight. Someone has a lot of cookies to be eaten. Yeah, and if there's too many, they'll get eaten. Trust me. Dennis and I will have some for later. I'm doing laundry and I was putting the clothes in and I knocked in a spider. I can hear this in Dustin voice is in my head right now. I can hear this in Dustin voice. And Dustin said it's either vanilla or beetroot juice. I cannot watch the comments while I'm trying to cook. I'm sorry. And then goes, eek, nope, about the spider. And Dustin says, those don't bother me as much as other things hidden in natural flavors. Yeah, I think I picked this up and I wasn't paying attention that it wasn't real vanilla. So I'm going to use it until it's done. And then I'm going to go get real vanilla. Yummy. Evelyn says, I just got a dinner plate, leftovers, chicken, spinach, artichoke, dip, and tomatoes. I made my pot roast, but I didn't make the gravy for it this time because I had some extra gravy in the freezer. So I hope to get a video of how to make the pot roast up eventually. Okay, good. Sound is just funny. I had some technical difficulties last week. How's my color? Is the color weird? Remember we had green eggs last week? Yeah, sound is great. Andy's here. Hey, I just have to say Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever it is you celebrate. It's Christmas time. And Andy, thank you for joining us. Everyone's saying hi, Andy. Yep, no such thing as too many cookies. And I was like, what can I make that's easy? And I'm like, what are those cookies that my sister always makes when we come in town? Everyone's saying hello, hello, Andy. Andy telling Evelyn and Lynn hi. Ooh, yes, spider emoji. And Andy is tired tonight. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, Jim's in the house. That's my dad. Hi, Dad. JAD608. Dad, this is what we're having for Christmas. So don't judge if you don't like the way I make it, but I guarantee you they're good. Okay, where's my 5-minute timer? Has it been 5 minutes? Ziggy, how much time left on the timer?
You have 40 seconds left on your 5-minute timer.
Cool. Okay, yesterday I thought I set the timer and I didn't. Okay, spiders and water. I love these. Dad says hi to everybody. Awesome. Awesome. Is everybody ready for Christmas? Huh? Are you ready? Not ready? Are you hosting? Are you not hosting? What special keto dish are you taking to Christmas? Oh, I'm making ham too. I'm making ham. Oh, okay. So, hi, Dad at JAD608. Carl says hi too. Dad, you met Carl and Evelyn at the meetup. Good evening, Amy's dad. It was cool you took a photo with the cardboard me. Yes, everybody took a picture with Flat Dustin. Ziggy, stop. Okay, so here's what's going to happen next. I'm going to switch to my other camera. I'm going to grab these hot pads though because I'm going to need them. We're going to switch to camera 2. Hopefully you can still hear me. It looks like the mics are still on. All right, so now we're going to pull these out of the oven. So I'm pulling these out of the oven. Hopefully you can see those. Okay. All right. Pulling them out of the oven. Seeing cookies. Oh, somebody's doing emojis because they're floating all over the screen. You found out my little trick I did in the software. Okay, so the next thing we got to do is I have this glass jar, mason jar. All right. And my hot pad. And we're just going to flatten these into cookie shape after we baked them for 5 minutes. I've never had a cookie recipe where you had to do this, but it works. So we're just going to flatten them out a little bit. All right. See how I'm doing that? Oh, this one's stuck a little bit. This one's stuck a lot. I don't have a knife clean. I might have a problem there. Okay, good deal. Have a tool handy in case it sticks to the bottom of whatever it is. You could probably use a coffee mug or whatever, but I used this yesterday and it worked really well. I just want to flatten that piece in there. It worked really well, so I'm doing this again. I think Lisa showed up. Hi, Lisa. I hope you're feeling better. Oh, this one crumbled a little bit. Hold on. See if I can. Oopsie. Oh, well, it is what it is. Dad, that's yours. This one's yours. Just kidding. Okay, and I'll come over and do these. These are so, oops, I separated that one too. Okay. They're so easy to make. Okay, so once we get them all flattened into cookie shapes, then we throw them back in the oven. And I think 12 minutes is what they did in my oven. Let me just check. Yep, 12 minutes. Ziggy, set timer for 12 minutes.
12 minutes, starting now.
All right, we're going to come back over here. We're going to talk some more. All right. Evelyn says color looks good. Much more warm red this week. Yeah, I tested the camera. I tested the sound. I messed with the colors a little bit. Okay. Lisa said, I missed how you made your cookies. Lisa, these are so easy. You can go back and watch a replay. And then I've also posted the link to Carolyn Ketchum's recipe down in the comments. Lisa says, hi, Evelyn. Hi, Lynn. Oh, Evelyn said, we are having brisket for Christmas. The kids asked for the garlic, green beans, and shrimp. Then I think I want keto crab rangoon. Are you using Maria Emmerich's crab rangoon recipe? I'd like to know what recipe that you're using. Lisa says, Amy, feeling better. I hope you are too. Yes, I had a little bit of a headache this morning. I think it's because I reduced my migraine medicine down to 25 milligrams starting, I think, a day or two ago. And I think I just had a little bit of a withdrawal headache, but I'm doing great. Evelyn said she whipped it good. Da-na-na-na-na. Crack that whip. LOL, Evelyn. Cool. Yeah, brisket is one of my favorite things, but when we make it, we usually start it at 6 p.m. for like a 2 p.m. serving time the next day. No, I made my own. Hers is a dip. I have a cook. I could have swore I have a cookbook with an actual crab rangoon in it, but I'll have to look. And Lynn says Maria Emmerich sure has great recipes too. Yeah, I'll have to look. One of my favorite things that I made one time was the what is that? Bang bang? Was it bang bang shrimp? I think it was a bang bang shrimp recipe. It wasn't hers. I got it off the internet, but it was so involved because you had to make like breading and fry the shrimp and then toss the shrimp and then make a sauce for it. It was good, but I'm like, there's just a lot of steps in here. Oh, and so our favorite steak place to buy our ribeyes closed. And so another meat place announced that they have a ribeye box. I don't know that it's a great deal or anything like that. It's not like the Publix deal that everybody's advertising for $7.99 a pound, but you get 10 steaks for $150. So 10 12-ounce steaks. So I'm gonna get up at 6 o'clock. I'm on vacation. I'm gonna get up at like 5 or 6 and go to Myers. Probably 6, and then go to Myers, and then head over to Eby's Meat Market to get us a box of ribeyes because we haven't had any for a while. Dad says Mom likes the tree. This is my mom and dad's tree. And I have a special Santa cookie jar here, so the cookies can go in the Santa cookie jar. But I'm just using them as decoration for now for this live. So Evelyn says, I have a 5-ingredient pre-keto crab rangoon. I took out the wonton wrapper and put the mixture in a slice of melted mozzarella and fold it over like a calzone. That is brilliant. Brilliant. Yes. Yummy. That sounds delicious. I also, the other night, stayed up late watching some of Chris Cook in Nashville's videos, and he had one on how to make raviolis, and I've not had raviolis in 6 years. It's a little involved, but it's probably one of those things I'm going to try, just because raviolis used to be one of my favorite dishes. And then the other thing I saw of his is I have an air fryer that has a dehydrator setting, and we spent a lot of money on beef sticks. And so I'm going to try my hand at making beef jerky or beef more in a beef stick shape. And I just bought, he had this thing that was like a jerky maker tool that pushes the meat through it. But I have an idea. I have a plastic, it's almost similar, it's just smaller. I don't know if it will work for me. If not, I'll probably have to buy one. But it's just a cake decorating tool. And I'm going to buy an extra large tip and add that to it and try to push the meat through there to make perfectly round beef sticks. So I may end up having to do a video on that. Because I don't want to buy another tool. I bought too many tools already. Ziggy, how much time on the timer?
You have 6 minutes and 20 seconds left on your 12-minute time.
All right, we have 6 minutes left. Oh, I got to put Hank back up. I love that. I think that's his name. I think that's officially his name. And I think Hank is going to have to be in all of our live streams now. All right. What else is everybody making special for the holidays? I also made my sister's, Evelyn has a recipe for this. I made her keto sugared and cinnamon nuts, but Evelyn, I think, said that you're allergic to cinnamon. So you use like all of the other baking spices that are good on yours. I think like, I forget which spices you use, but yours were delicious. I really liked them. Lisa says we are having Italian style Christmas dinner. So like lasagna, what are you making? We make sometimes meatballs and lasagna. This year we're having 3 different lasagnas and a ham and shrimp. And my mom and dad always go, we have an Amish store nearby and they have like the best cheese. Yes, here we go. Evelyn, nutmeg, cloves, and ginger. Sorry, I couldn't remember all of the different spices. Lisa is making manicotti, but using egg life wraps as the vehicle. 7 fishes. Yeah, I know what that is. 7 fishes is usually what on Christmas Eve. And there's like, you have 7, I think it's 7 different types of fish. And so traditionally, I think there's specific types of fish, but non-traditionally, I think people just choose whatever they want. Yes, the Amish make some awesome cheese. So for those of you not familiar with where we're at, we have a whole community so everybody comes to Elkhart to get their RVs, right? The 2 Crazy Ketos, Chris and Marion Bear. Just south of Elkhart is this area called Napanee. And Napanee is a huge, huge Amish like country. And my parents go to another place just south of us called Bremen, and it's called Rentown. And they have amazing cheeses. And when I was sad diet, and this makes me wonder about the breads that we cook, because their bread that the Amish bake goes bad in like 3 days. The bread that we get at the store, like I've gotten hamburger buns and hot dog buns to make for parties. They've sat for like a month and they're fine or longer. So it's like the Amish bread is so much, I think, cleaner, and it goes bad. It gets like moldy and stuff in like 3 or 4 days. You have to eat it right away. They always had the best pies. I loved their pies when we went down there before I went keto, obviously. And then we have what's called the Amish crack donuts. I haven't had these in 6 years either, but the Amish opened up a couple donut stores up here, and we call them crack donuts because you think regular food is addicting. These donuts that they make, these keto, or they're not keto, they're regular crack, they're crack donuts. And we call them crack too because they have their white powder on the outside. So you don't want to like wear black pants and then have one of these donuts, but they were huge and they're like so good. Dad, are you still in here? You've had the Amish crack donuts. But my favorite that they made was the Bavarian cream. I mean, if I could reinvent those in a keto donut, man, I would say, yeah, those were delicious. I mean, I don't really miss a whole lot. But I will say those crack donuts were so good. The Amish crack donuts were so delicious. Should be almost about ready for our timer here. So I probably won't start cooking for Christmas until, so my son and the grandbabies and my mother-in-law, who's in the nursing home, are going to come over on Christmas Day, and then we're having our Christmas on Saturday. So I probably will start preparing the lasagnas for that on Thursday. Evelyn says, I buy eggs, butter, and cheese at Amish stores by us. Also baking things in bulk. Citric acid, beef gelatin. Run it for cheese making. Yeah. Do you get the beef gelatin at the Amish store, Evelyn? Because I ordered mine online. Because I know one of my gifts I'm getting is a food processor. Because I want to try making Chris cooking Nashville's noodles. And you need a food processor for that. So, which I'm really excited because those attachments that I bought to make the beef jerky came with a really tiny pinhole type tip on it. So I'm wondering if I could use that for the noodles. Well, there's different sizes, so I can make different size noodles. So I'm excited about that. So, yum. Yeah, Lisa, the egg life wraps. I've never used the egg life wraps as the noodles, but I would definitely try that. Yeah, I've never heard of that either, Lisa. Run it for cheese making. Never heard of that. I'm intrigued. Explain to us, Evelyn, what rennet is. Because you, like, oh, there's our timer. Hold on, hold that thought. Well, explain to us, Evelyn, and then I'll read that off here in a minute. Okay, so there's our timer. Let me see if these are getting brown. Okay, the bottom ones are brown. I'm going to take these out. These are done. Ziggy, stop. Ziggy, Ziggy, create a 1 minute timer.
1 minute.
All right.
Now.
We're gonna put these back in for 1 minute. Let me get these out and stick them in the fridge here. Unplug it first. All right. Or stick it in the sink, I mean. I'm gonna bake them 1 more minute. And then you just let them cool. I'll show you in a minute what they look like once I pull the other ones out. Okay, so Evelyn says, yes, better, thicker beef gelatin in bulk and cheaper. I have gotten it online, but lesser quality. So, Dad, if you're still in here, maybe I need to make a trip to the E&S store in Napanee and see, might be worth it, a few extra bucks in gas, to get some things from the E&S store, the Amish store. Lisa says I've used the Egg Life wraps for noodles a few times for me, and it works well. I want to try that. The other thing I want to do is cut them up into strips. Ziggy, stop. I want to cut them up into strips and like make ramen with them. I've heard is good. Okay, I'm going to pull these out. They're probably done by now because... All right, so we're going to I'm going to shut the oven off. I got to put Hank back up though so you guys can see him. All right, so let's take a look at these. I'm just going to flip the camera to the stovetop. All right, so that's what they look like. I mean, they're totally baked. The light on the oven probably isn't great, so I probably need to bring them over here. But it smells so good in here, and really that's all you got to do. I think the color on that camera probably needs to be toned down a little bit. Let me see if I can fix that real quick for you. Let me see. I don't know. All right. Anyway, I'll play with that later. Anyway, they're done. They smell delicious. I'm not going to eat one because I had them the other day. I can lift them up closer to the camera for you, but the pan is hot. I don't know if you can see these or not. But they look and smell delicious. And then you just let them cool. You let them cool, and then they're hard and crispy. And you could I stuck them in a bag and put them in the freezer, partially because I don't want anybody in the house eating them before it's time. Okay, Evelyn says animal rennet is an animal product that's been part of cheese making for centuries, while vegetable rennet is a comparatively new product and technique the vast majority of store-bought cheeses use. Vegetable rennet in their production, but there's a good reason most artisanal cheeses makers use animal rennet. Yes, gonna have to come and visit you, Amy, and take a trip. Yes, we can go to several. So we could go to there's several right in a row right there in Napanee. And in the summertime, you should come in the summer. I'll take a day off work. If you can come on a Tuesday, I think they're open on Tuesdays. It's called Shipshewana, and you can probably Google Shipshewana, but they have outdoor markets, and then they have the ENS grocery store right there. But they have a bunch of homemade crafts and everything. Matter of fact, but they're only open through the week, and I think it's usually on Tuesdays. Maybe we should plan a group outing for anybody who can come up and make a Shipshewana day. So that would be fun. I'd be willing to do that. Rennet is an ingredient used in the cheese making to facilitate the proper formation of a firm curd. Helps extract the maximum amount of milk solids from the milk when compared to other methods. You know so much about a lot of stuff, Evelyn. You just amaze me. I love when you share this insight and information with us because I don't know how you learn all this stuff, but it's just amazing. And Lisa says that sounds so cool. Yes. So I don't know. Would anybody come up if we planned like a shopping day at Shipshewana this summer? And yeah, and for those who can make it, and we could go to it's like an outdoor craft bazaar is what it is, and it's every week through the whole summer. It's usually on a weekday, so I'd have to take off work, and then they have all of the Amish shops there, or the Amish grocery stores there, the ENS. Oh wow, wish I lived closer. Yeah, I do too. Okay, Evelyn, I'm coming to Shipshewana. Should I plan something for the summer then, and then we'll just we'll try to make a Shipshewana day, and we'll arrange it. We'll just try to find out when everybody who wants to come is available, and then I'll take a personal day, and then we'll just all go to Shipshewana. Yeah. I don't know what kind of food's there, but there is an awesome place to eat. Oh gosh, Dad, what is the name of that place? Trying to think. Dad, are you here? There's a restaurant. It's like home style, and they mostly do like chicken and mashed potatoes and stuff like that. But they have gluten-free on their menu. Hold on. Let me look this up real quick. Shipshewana restaurants. Trying to think. I can't. Why am I Amish restaurants in Elkhart? I think this one's in Elkhart. Hold on. Now I want to look this up. Oh, it's called Das Dutchman Essenhaus. Dad's thinking the Blue Gate. I'm thinking, so this one's more in Elkhart, but It's actually middleberry. So that is not in, but yeah, the Blue Gate is in Napanee. So we could eat there. Yeah, there's tons of places. Lisa says, I would totally go. Wear good walking shoes and be prepared. Yeah, it's a huge outdoor market, like huge. And in the, and they also have like event venues. So they have concerts there all the time too. It's really neat. Blue Gate. Yes, Evelyn, you've heard of Das Essen House? Yeah. It's like a carb place, but you could eat, I've gotten chicken and green beans and stuff there before. But we don't have to eat there. We can find some other place to eat. See, what time is it? 7:47. We're gonna end this maybe in about five minutes or so, 5 or 10 minutes, because we gotta all hop over to Keto Crusade. They're talking about men's issues tonight, which I'm gonna listen because I have men who follow me and I need to know about their issues as well. And my husband is a man, so I need to know about his issues. Yes. So, okay. So I will work on planning we'll do that. We'll do a trip to Shipshewana. Because that's something to do that's fun. And they have different crafters. And Evelyn, I know you're big into crafting and stuff. I know you would you would love that. And Lisa, you would love that too. So we'll have to plan that. It'll be so much fun. Yeah. So I'll get the deets and we'll pick a day during the summer and we'll go do that. It'll be a blast. Ooh, it's warm in here. Well, guys, that's all I have for tonight. Other than I want to, again, wish you all Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever it is you celebrate. I celebrate Christmas, so that's what I say a lot. But I hope you all have a very blessed time with your families. And I'm so glad you are all in my lives now. This has been just such a blessing to have met everybody. And this is going to be a lifelong friendship for me with most of you. So I'm going to hop off now so that I can get my earbuds in and go listen to Keto Crusade. And you all have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you over on Keto Crusade. Merry Christmas, everybody. Have a great week. Send cookies to the internet. I will, Evelyn. Talk to you guys later. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.